Minecraft, the most popular game ever made. How did it start? What did it look like? Well, most people already know by now. It's not really a hidden part of history. I mean, here's gameplay I just did of the earliest available version. But not everyone is familiar with every Minecraft version. In fact, when people think of old Minecraft versions, they don't really think about any of the ones in between. It's usually just the very first version, a couple of the old classic, some in dev, some inf dev, alpha 1.1.2_01, alpha 1.2, beta 1.7.3, and beta 1.8. Beyond what I've just mentioned, most people will never see or experience any of the versions in between. Well, my goal is to change that. I'm going to go through every single individual Minecraft version, old and new, experimental and snapshot, regular and April Fools, and finally have every single bit of knowledge of every update to ever exist. Now, I'm also going to try to do this in one world. However, it's not as easy as just starting up a new world and dragging that save file into each new version. There's a lot of complications that come with trying to get the old cave game versions up to date with the InfDev versions. It is very much possible, and you can get these versions ported all the way to modern versions of the game, but not without immense struggle. I'm not going to go over it in great detail as there are some good videos that detail how to do it already, but I'll give the general gist. In order to port pre-classic, what was known at the time as Cave Game, to classic versions, you need to take the save file and put it in MCEdit, copy all of the block data, then take a pre-existing classic world, paste all of the block data from pre-classic to classic. It sounds simple based off of how I explained it, but it is much more complicated than it sounds. Of course, there's a ton of micro things you have to do in between, but I just wanted to go over the base of how it generally works. So technically, it's not all going to be in one world. Realistically, this adventure is going to take place over the course of 4 or 5 worlds, maybe 3 if I can get it down that low, as well as hundreds of backups. I cannot express how many backups I'm going to need for this. However, due to copying the block data from world to world, it will essentially be acting as the same world. And now I'm going to stop with all of the technical info, because I'm sure you didn't click on this video to hear all that mumbo jumbo, and you want to see what these versions are all about. Well, in episode 1, we're going to be going over update RD132211, which is technically not even Minecraft, and will be known as Cave Game version 2. The previous versions of Cave Game are known to exist, but have no publicly available builds, so they're going to be only described. Cave Game version 0, which is how I'll always refer to the first version of any new era of the game, was created on May 13th of 2009. The existence of this version was made known by a video that Notch made of a Cave Game tech test. While never publicly made available, there is video footage of it that exists today. I apologize for the quality, it's the highest quality that I could find. It's like 240p, I think. But in the Cave Game tech test, you have grass that generates at the top 7 layers randomly, but it's always above stone, and the cobblestone, or rock as it was called, generating underneath. As per the name Cave Game, many completely random caves would be created, albeit they hardly looked like caves. There's nothing too notable about this version of the game, and the textures of the blocks were taken straight from a cancelled game of Notch's called Ruby Dung. I'm not going to go too in-depth about Ruby Dung either, but you can find plenty of videos about it, and if you do want me to make a separate video covering it, let me know in the comments, but I felt like that wasn't really the place of this video. Cave Game version 1, according to the Minecraft wiki, has no direct evidence of existence. However, there is a blog made by Notch that supposedly references it. I'm going to use this version, also known as RD132151, as real face value version. And finally for this video, we have Cave Game version 2, otherwise known as RD132211. In this version of Cave Game, you can place blocks with left click and destroy blocks with right click. There are actually not any different block types in this game, only textures. The game knows which texture to give to rock or grass based off of which Y level the block is placed. Blocks placed at Y level 43 will be given the grass texture, anywhere else will be given the rock texture. Also, unlike the Cave Game tech test, there are no caves. The whole world generates as flat plains-like biome, similar to later super flat versions. There are no mobs, and all you can do is build rock structures or dig into the earth. I decided to build almost a cathedral-like building, though I'm not entirely sure what to call it. but to signify the importance of this version of the game, I wanted to build something large and grand that would be recognizable no matter what version I'm in. In later versions of the game, everything, including grass, will become the standard stone texture, and when that comes, I'll give the building a little bit more uniqueness, as well as build new structures around the area. The world size of this version and many later versions is going to be quite limited until I reach InfDev, so future structures until then won't be quite as large as this one. With all that said, my building is now complete, and that is everything that this version of the game has to offer. Thank you for watching, and subscribe to see new episodes of newer versions and to see the progression of this world all the way to 1.21.11 and later.